Today we are in Istanbul, Turkey, and this has been one of our favorites, if not our favorite food spots that we've been to. So today we are going to take you around the city to show you some of the incredible foods that are offered here. And we're going to start out our day right with getting some Turkish coffee. So this is actually our second time getting Turkish coffee at this cafe, and both times they've asked us if we wanted sugar in it. And so yesterday we said yes, today we said no, and we did not realize how much of a difference that sugar makes. Right now, without sugar, it tastes fairly similar to most normal coffee that we've had, but with sugar, it completely alters the flavor of the coffee. I kind of want to get another one right now just because I don't remember the flavor enough to describe it, but it's such an interesting flavor. It's definitely worth trying it at least once if you like drinking coffee. At this cafe, I don't know what it's usually served with, but they serve it with these adorable little gingerbread little cookies. And yesterday when we had it with sweetener, we also had a Turkish delight come with it. And we had something similar when we had coffee in Bosnia, but these Turkish delights were so different. It came with more of like a nutty flavor as opposed to a fruity flavor like the ones we had in Bosnia. And it's just such a great start to the day. So the coffee culture here is just so incredible, it's so unique, and we love it so much. In order to not get completely over-caffeinated, I don't think we're gonna get another one right now, but if you come to Istanbul, definitely try one of the coffees with sugar because it's so unique. Now we're heading just a couple doors down from the cafe to get one of our favorite dishes that we have had. So we came here to try some kebabs, but we also wanted to try a soup that is supposed to be pretty common in Turkey. We haven't tried it yet. It's called did you hear how he said it? Ezogelin? It's supposed to be made of bulgur and red lentils. That's really good. It tastes kind of just like a bean stew, but then after a second, the spices hit, and it has a little bit of spice to it, nothing too bad, but that flavor is so good. I like that a lot.
So pretty much every place that we've been that serves kebab, they have a few different regions that are like the different styles, and my favorite has definitely been the one that comes from Adana. I don't know how to describe how it differs from the other one, but the flavor is just so amazing. It's like pretty flimsy meat, and it seems like there's peppers and stuff inside of the meat, which is amazing, but they just give you this entire plate with vegetables and bread and stuff that you can like make bites with just a ton of different flavors, and it's so good. The meat is so perfect. This can definitely be a really heavy meal, and so it's really nice that it comes with this super refreshing side. It's pretty much just tomatoes and lettuce and some like pomegranate vinaigrette sauce that they put on it. It's just so perfect and super light and just the perfect complement to the really heavy meat.
I don't know if there's a proper way to combine all of this, but there definitely doesn't seem to be a wrong way. It's all so amazing. Oh, so good.
The next main item that we're looking for is in one of the main squares called Taksim Square. It's actually about a 20-minute walk, which is kind of nice because that lunch was significantly heavier than what we were expecting, so we need some time to run it off or walk it off. We've made it to Taksim Square, and we were actually here last night during the celebration of the 100th anniversary of the Republic of Turkey, and they actually still have a ton of the decorations around here. But we posted a video about that a couple weeks ago, and now we are here to try the famous Islak burger. This burger is something that I started being really excited for. It's nicknamed the wet burger, which sounds kind of gross. It's named...
I don't think it's nicknamed that. I think that is literally the translation of the name.
Yeah.
Is wet burger.
It's called the wet burger because it's steamed, and so one of the things that people mention when getting it is to go to a place that's busy so that there's a lot of turnover so it doesn't get too soggy while it's steaming. And I mentioned I was pretty excited for it, but the more I've thought about it and the more I've thought about eating it, it's gotten a lot less appetizing, so hopefully it's good. We've heard it's really good, but we'll see.
I'm so nervous to try this. So apparently this burger originated in Taksim Square, but now that it's gotten more popular, it's spread to different places, so apparently this is the best place to get it. Hopefully we got a fresh one and it's not super soggy. There's sauce like soaked up in it. It actually smells pretty good, so let's see.
It's kind of like a sloppy Joe, it looks like.
Yeah, it kind of honestly even smells like a sloppy Joe. The sauce is just kind of oozing out.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's actually pretty good. It's not like, if you're looking for something very high quality, this is not it. But honestly, it's not that different from like a fast food hamburger. The sogginess is not gross. The bread is very soft, but not soggy. Some of the things that we were reading about these said it's a very good like late night after drinking kind of food, and that's the perfect way to describe it. It's not bad. You want to try it?
I mean, it's pretty much like a really saucy burger. It's not bad at all. And for 40 lira, like $1.40 or something, that's not bad. You just get a few of these and be good.
Pretty much every time we go around a city like this, we really suck at hitting spots in an efficient and effective way. And today that's actually really working in our favor because now we have another 25-minute walk, I think, to our next spot. So all of this walking is really helping us make more room for our next bite, which is really, really needed.
This place is so different than what we were expecting. We came in and there were just hundreds of people in here, and there's just a massive display case with probably hundreds of different types of baklava. Maybe not that much, but it feels like a ton. And so we got a few different types, two of which we have tried very similar versions of. One of them is just a plain baklava, but it has like extra pistachios in it. So I think I'll end with that one because I pretty much know how it's going to taste. But there's this green one, and then these ones that kind of look like churros. That should be interesting. All of these, I think, I'm not 100% sure if they're all different types of baklava. But pretty much what baklava is like super, super thin sheets of a pastry, and then they wrap them all up together and soak it in some syrup with a lot of times with like crushed nuts and it looks like in this case some pastry, but it just makes for this super sweet pastry dessert that we've been really liking, and it's one of the staples here that you have to try. That one's much creamier than the ones that we've had. It's like a
Yeah, it was a lot softer cutting through than I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it kind of tastes like a buttermilk cake, kind of on the inside. And then there's like this little bit of a churro-looking one, which should be cool. It's very hard. It's pretty much like a churro if it was soaked in syrup. So just a ton of sugar. So they didn't have names on the display case, and so I really don't know what any of these are called, but this one's not quite as sweet as like some of the main baklava we had. I think it's pretty much the same thing though, just kind of in a different shape. It's like pinched off at either end, which makes it look kind of cool. And the outer shell is pretty hard. Pretty much my absolute favorite is always just the plain one. And this one is pretty plain. It has like extra pistachios in it. It has like just a ton of tiny layers of that pastry. So it's just like a very sweet and nutty dessert if you're into that. We also got some of their famous Turkish tea, which is nice and unsweetened, and it'll just be nice to balance out the sweetness.
So for the last thing that we're trying today, we got a couple of what we think are Turkish delights. They're definitely the most fancy ones that we've had so far. We got one that, these also didn't have labels, so we don't technically know what they are or what they're called or what's in them. But we got one that has what we think are pomegranate seeds and pistachios. And inside, this is the jelliest looking Turkish delight that we've seen. So I'm I don't know. It looks gorgeous. I love it. They look pretty, but I'm not confident I'm gonna like them. All of those flavors work really well together. I don't know if these are pomegranate seeds. Maybe they're cranberry. Oh, they may be cranberries. The jelly part is really sweet, but then whatever fruits are around the outside give a really nice tartness to it. And then the pistachios in the middle are probably my least favorite part. I'm not really big, despite my love for baklava, I'm not really big on nuts with dessert. But altogether, it just works so well. And seriously, I had one stuck in my teeth. The fruit is so tart that I think that's my favorite part, is the tartness that it brings, because it really takes away from some of the sweetness. It's really good. I like that one a lot. First one was a success. This one, does it have like lavender on it?
It looks like it. I just thought it looked interesting, so I got it.
It smells like flowers. This is the one I'm really not sure that I'm gonna like. So it has some kind of flower on it. I'm gonna guess lavender, and then pistachios is all I can see.
Is it good?
The texture is the thing that's getting me. It feels like I'm eating a bath bomb. It has a texture of flowers, that's for sure. It's not bad, I don't think, but it's not my thing. It's a very floral taste, but then also the jelly is pretty much the same as the other one. So the jelly taste is still really good. The pistachio, I feel like, is kind of hidden by the flowery taste, but I'm not big on the flowers. That's a very weird texture and taste to me, but I'll stick to this one.
This is definitely not an exhaustive tour of Istanbul's food. There's seriously so much more you could get, but hopefully this was a good intro, and these are definitely some of our favorite things and some interesting things that we've had here. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next video.